Up close tonight, Nadia Comăneci. In the 1976 Summer Olympics, the 14-year-old Romanian gymnast did something no one else ever has done. She was awarded the perfect score of 10, not once, but a total of 7 times in 7 different events. But eventually, the little girl who captured the gold and the hearts of millions slipped into a life of mystery behind the Iron Curtain. After years of hardship, she defected to the U.S. in 1989 and eventually married fellow Olympic gold medalist Bart Connor. They now run a gymnastics school in Norman, Oklahoma. But Nadia Comăneci remains, even to him, a beautiful enigma.
I was very curious about how can she be so good? You know, what does she do to be so good? And it didn't hurt that she was adorable. I mean, the whole world kind of fell in love with her at one time. So, yeah, I was always curious about her. I think the whole world was always a little curious about, you know, who is this mysterious young lady from Romania?
You know, Bart, even today, he calls me, you know, you're still mysterious. People think they know you, and they don't know you, actually.
And the person whose job it was to try and unravel some of that mystery is my Nightline colleague, Don Daler.
I got to sit down with both of them at their vacation home outside of Los Angeles, 2 Olympic champions from very different backgrounds. There are only a few athletes who have redefined their sport. What Nadia Comăneci did was propel her adolescent body through the most difficult maneuvers ever tried under the pressure of international Olympic competition and do it perfectly. To really understand what that meant to the world, you have to remember the mid-70s were a period of malaise, of self-doubt. People saw her performance as more than just a feat of amazing athleticism. Nadia proved that human beings were capable of the impossible. Unfortunately, the decades following those Olympics proved to Nadia that perfection in life is a much more difficult goal.
Sometimes I feel that it happened yesterday, and sometimes I feel that it happened 50 years ago.
When you look back at it now, when you see the tapes, do you think it was a perfect performance, that first one?
It looks pretty perfect on TV. For me, I guess it's a different feeling inside. Although you do the same routines, are pretty much the same, you don't feel that everyone is the same inside. I've done better routines, but to tell you the truth, if I see the tape, it looks pretty good, close to perfect.
Pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
Well, do you think perfection is possible, not just in gymnastics, but in anything? Can you reach that level where there's nowhere higher you can go?
I don't think perfection exists. At that particular day in '76, I did what nobody thought can be possible. And because there were a lot of 9-9s before that, there was no place for me or for the judges to go. So they went to the perfection score of 10. I believe that at that time, what I did was qualified as perfect. I still think that there was more to improve if I look back.
So it was perfect with a little p?
Not capital. No, not capital.
When you finished your routine that day in '76, and you knew you did a good job, but the number 1 comes up on the scoreboard, not the number 10, the number 1, because they didn't design it to show 10. Nobody ever thought anybody would get a 10.
Usually I don't watch the scoreboard, and I thought I did a pretty good routine. I gave myself a score, so I thought I may get probably a 9.9 because I felt this routine was pretty good. And I only turned my head to look at the scoreboard because there was a lot of noise. So when I turned my head, I saw the scoreboard showing 1.00, which I was like, what is this? I thought I'm going to get a 9 something. I didn't know if this is the first
Tough
score
judges.
or it's going to, yeah. So then I realized that actually they didn't have 4 digits to be able to put a 10 on. And after the 76 games, they went and they changed the scoreboard and they made it such a way so they can put a 10 up.
And if you had done it once, I think people today would have thought it was a fluke. It couldn't happen again, but you didn't do it just once.
Only 7 times.
Only 7 times. 7 perfect performances at Olympic level competition. I get a sense that even with a perfect performance, there's something in you that says, I could have done that a little bit better.
Yes, because if you give yourself a limitation and this was perfect, then you don't have a place to grow.
One of the things that struck me was you were so tiny and looked so young, but you had this incredible steely gaze to your eyes, this inner strength that you were focused entirely on the task at hand.
I think I was born with that. A little bit of that was ability to figure out things for myself. I was thinking of only 1 second every time. I didn't see the entire picture of the entire routine. I like to do things all the way, and I like to do the best that I can.
Do you kind of wish now that, oh, people would just accept me for who I am now and not try to make me the 14-year-old Nadia?
I don't have this feeling because when I started gymnastics, I had no idea about the Olympic Games and how far away this will take me. When I was asked by people, what do I think that I'm going to do in my life, what career I'm going to choose, I said, I'll be a doctor because I like surgeries. And that's what I thought when I was going to school. Gymnastics was just a playing thing for me. It wasn't a career. I think that it became like that with the time. I enjoy learning things very fast, and I was the kid that if my coach told me to do 5 times, I did 10. I always did more than I was asked. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And you know, at the end, winning was very sweet. I like to do things that, in general, people say, I think this is impossible to do. I say, no, it can be possible.
Up Close, brought to you by Sears.
You're right. It does all fit. I'll take it. Thanks for all your help, guys.
No problem.
Where can you get sales and service experts? Where can you get the top 6 appliance brands, including Kenmore? Where can you get great credit options and a price match guarantee? Sears. Where else?
What color are your teeth? Arm & Hammer Advanced White Toothpaste. Whitens your teeth with just 1 tube. Our whitening guide proves you can go from here to here. Arm & Hammer. Whiter teeth, 1 tube, guaranteed.
Fighting pain's not the same after the Icy Hot Patch.
I'll put it on and the pain's gone.
The Icy Hot Patch's concentrated relief goes on Icy to dull the pain. Gets hot